Volcanoes are openings in the Earth's crust through which magma, ash, gases, and volcanic bombs are expelled. The structure of a volcano includes a magma chamber, main vent, crater, and cone. When pressure builds in the magma chamber, it escapes through the vent, creating eruptions. Volcanoes are found mainly in technically active zones. The Ring of Fire around the Pacific Ocean is the most volcanic region in the world. Volcanoes are classified based on activity into active, e.g., Stromboli, dormant, e.g., Mount Vesuvius, and extinct, e.g., Edinburgh volcano. Earthquakes are sudden tremors or shaking of the ground caused by the release of stress along faults in the Earth's crust. The point within the Earth where the earthquake originates is the focus hypocenter, and the point directly above it on the surface is the epicenter. Earthquakes occur due to tectonic movements, volcanic eruptions, and even anthropogenic activities like mining. The magnitude of earthquakes is measured by the Richter scale, while the intensity damage caused is assessed using the Mercalli scale. The most earthquake-prone regions lie along plate boundaries, especially convergent and transform boundaries. India is divided into seismic zones, with Zone B being the most active, including parts of Kashmir, the northeast, and the Andaman Islands. These landforms are not only key to understanding physical geography but also relate directly to population distribution, agriculture, urbanization, natural hazards, and climate patterns. SSC often tests facts like names, examples, types, and associated natural events like earthquakes and volcanoes in both CGL and Phase 13. Previous year questions PYQs with options and answers. Q1. Which of the following is an example of a block mountain? A. Himalayas. B. Andes. C. Vosges D. Rockies. Answer. C. Vosges SSC CGL Tier 1, 2018. Q2. Which of the following is a volcanic mountain? A. Aravalli. B. Mount Kilimanjaro. C. Himalayas. D. Western Ghats. Answer. B. Mount Kilimanjaro SSC Phase 9, 2022. Q3. What is the point of origin of an earthquake called? A. Epicenter. B. Focus. C. Crater. D. I. Answer. B. Focus SSC CGL Tier 1, 2019. Q4. Which plateau is known as the roof of the world? A. Deccan Plateau. B. Tibetan Plateau. C. Colorado Plateau. D. Patagonian Plateau. Answer. B. Tibetan Plateau SSC CGL. You said. Atmosphere, layers, weather and climate, winds, rainfall types. ChatGPT said. SSC CGL plus SSC Phase 13, graduate level, geography, atmosphere, layers, weather and climate, winds, rainfall types. Full length, tight S8 note tables, no bullet points, exam targeted, previous year focused, year only study material. The atmosphere is the envelope of gases that surrounds the Earth, held by gravity and essential for life. It not only provides air for respiration and carbon dioxide for photosynthesis but also acts as a protective shield from harmful solar radiation and plays a key role in regulating Earth's temperature and weather systems. Understanding the structure, components, and behavior of the atmosphere, including winds and rainfall types, is crucial for SSC CGL and SSC Phase 13 exams, where conceptual and fact-based questions are asked frequently from this area. The atmosphere is composed of distinct layers, each with unique characteristics in terms of temperature, composition, and phenomena. The troposphere is the lowest and most important layer where all weather phenomena like clouds, rain, and storms occur. It extends up to around 8 to 18 kilometers depending on the latitude, being thicker at the equator. Temperature decreases with height in this layer at a rate called the normal lapse rate, approximately 6.5 degrees Celsius per 1,000 meters. Above this lies the stratosphere, extending up to around 50 kilometers. It is free from turbulence and contains the ozone layer, which absorbs harmful ultraviolet rays. This layer is ideal for flying aircraft due to its stability. The next layer is the mesosphere, extending up to about 80 kilometers, where temperature again drops and meteors burn up in this layer due to friction. Above this is the thermosphere, where temperature increases sharply with altitude due to solar radiation absorption. This layer contains the ionosphere, which reflects radio waves, making long-distance radio communication possible. The outermost layer is the exosphere, where gases are extremely rarefied and gradually merge with outer space. Weather refers to the day-to-day condition of the atmosphere at a place, including elements like temperature, humidity, wind, and precipitation. It is dynamic and changes rapidly. In contrast, climate is the average weather condition of a place over a long period, usually 30 years. For example, when we say Kerala has a tropical humid climate, we refer to its climate, not daily weather. The key difference lies in the scale and stability. Weather is short-term and local, while climate is long-term and regional or global. Winds are horizontal movements of air from high-pressure areas to low-pressure areas, caused by differences in atmospheric pressure primarily due to uneven heating of the Earth's surface. There are three major types of planetary winds: trade winds, westerlies, and polar easterlies. Trade winds blow from a subtropical high-pressure belts toward the equatorial low-pressure zone, and due to the Coriolis effect, they blow from the northeast in the northern hemisphere and southeast in the southern hemisphere. These are steady and consistent and play a crucial role in global heat distribution. Westerlies blow from a subtropical highs to the subpolar lows and are important in temperate zones. Polar easterlies blow from polar highs to subpolar lows and are generally cold and weak. In addition to these, there are seasonal winds, the most famous being the Indian monsoon, and local winds such as Lu, Chinook, and Mistral, which affect regional weather. Rainfall is the primary form of precipitation and occurs when atmospheric moisture condenses and falls to the ground. It is categorized into three major types based on the mechanism of uplift and cooling of air. Convectional rainfall occurs when the Earth's surface gets heated intensely, causing the air to rise, cool, condense, and form rain. It is common in equatorial regions and is usually intense and short-lived. Orographic or relief rainfall takes place when moist winds are forced to rise over a mountain barrier. As the air rises, it cools, leading to condensation and precipitation on the windward side of the mountains. The leeward side receives less rainfall and is called a rain shadow region. The Western Ghats during the monsoon season exhibit this phenomenon. Cyclonic or frontal rainfall is associated with cyclones or fronts where warm moist air meets cold dry air. The warm air being lighter rises over the cold air, leading to condensation and rainfall. This type is typical in temperate regions. In India, the southwest monsoon delivers around 75% of annual rainfall, driven by seasonal reversal of winds due to differential heating of land and sea. The northeast monsoon brings winter rainfall to Tamil Nadu and parts of the southeastern coast. Understanding the wind systems, atmospheric layers, and rainfall mechanisms is essential for analyzing climatic patterns and natural disasters. SSC frequently tests areas such as names and functions of atmospheric layers, differences between weather and climate, characteristics of winds, and types of rainfall. Conceptual clarity, factual recall, and application-based understanding are necessary to answer questions accurately and quickly. Previous year questions PYQs with options and answers. Q1. Which layer of the atmosphere contains the ozone layer? A. Troposphere. B. Stratosphere. C. Mesosphere. D. Thermosphere. Answer. B. Stratosphere SSC CGL Tier 1, 2019. Q2. The type of rainfall caused due to the heating of land and rising of air is A. Orographic rainfall. B. Cyclonic rainfall. C. Convectional rainfall. D. Relief rainfall. Answer. C. Convectional rainfall SSC Phase 9, 2022. Q3. The layer where meteorites burn on entering the Earth's atmosphere is a stratosphere. Beat mesosphere C. Thermosphere D. Exosphere. Answer. Beat mesosphere SSCCHSL 2020. Q4. Which wind is known as the roaring 40s? A. Trade winds. Beat polar easterlies C. Westerlies D. Local winds. Answer. C. Westerlies SSCCGL Tier 1 2021. Let me know your next topic. Previous year questions PYQs with options and answers. Q1. Which layer of the atmosphere contains the ozone layer? A. Troposphere. Beat stratosphere C. Mesosphere D. Thermosphere. Answer. Beat stratosphere SSCCGL Tier 1 2019. Q2. The type of rainfall caused due to the heating of land and rising of air is A. Orographic rainfall. Beat cyclonic rainfall C. Convectional rainfall D. Relief rainfall. Answer. C. Convectional rainfall SSC Phase 9 2022. Q3. The layer where meteorites burn on entering the Earth's atmosphere is a stratosphere. Beat mesosphere C. Thermosphere D. Exosphere. Answer. Beat mesosphere SSCCHSL 2020. Q4. Which wind is known as the roaring 40s? A. Trade winds. Beat polar easterlies C. Westerlies D. Local winds. Answer. C. Westerlies SSCCGL Tier 1 2021. Let me know your next topic. This full coverage material will continue to build your exam base rock solid, topic by topic. Heart. You said. Hydrosphere, oceans, currents, tides. ChatGPT said. SSCCGL plus SSC Phase 13, graduate level, geography, hydrosphere, oceans, currents, tides. Based to advanced type essay format, fully self-sufficient theory, previous year focused, zero wastage, exam cracking level. The hydrosphere comprises all the water bodies on Earth, including oceans, seas, rivers, lakes, groundwater, glaciers, and atmospheric moisture. It covers about 71% of the Earth's surface, with oceans alone accounting for approximately 97% of the total water. The hydrosphere plays a crucial role in regulating the Earth's temperature, climate, and weather systems through the movement of water in various forms. For SSC exams, three key components within the hydrosphere are most frequently questioned: oceans, ocean currents, and tides. The oceans are vast, continuous bodies of saline water and are divided into 5 major oceans: the Pacific Ocean, the largest and deepest; Atlantic Ocean, Indian Ocean, Southern Ocean, and the Arctic Ocean, the smallest and shallowest. Oceans are not just static water bodies, they are dynamic systems with continuous movements like currents, tides, and waves, all of which are driven by the interaction of solar energy, gravitational forces, and Earth's rotation. Oceans also act as major climate regulators by storing heat and distributing it across the globe. For example, the Indian Ocean significantly influences the monsoon systems of South Asia. The continental shelf, continental slope, abyssal plains, and oceanic trenches are the main underwater relief features of the ocean floor. The Mariana Trench in the Pacific Ocean is the deepest point in the Earth's crust. Ocean currents are large-scale, continuous movements of ocean water that flow in specific directions. They are broadly classified into warm currents and cold currents. Warm currents originate near the equator and move toward the poles, whereas cold currents originate from polar or higher latitudes and flow toward the equator. These currents are generated due to various factors including wind patterns, Earth's rotation, Coriolis effect, temperature and salinity differences, and gravitational pull of the moon and sun. The Gulf Stream, a warm current in the North Atlantic Ocean, and the Peru Current, a cold current along the western coast of South America, are classic examples. Ocean currents play a major role in climate modulation. For instance, Western Europe remains warmer in winter due to the influence of the Gulf Stream, and the presence of cold currents along the western coast of continents often leads to desert formation, as seen in the Atacama Desert beside the Peru Current. Interaction zones between warm and cold currents are also rich fishing grounds due to nutrient upwelling, which supports marine biodiversity. Tides are the periodic rise and fall of sea levels caused mainly by the gravitational pull of the moon and the sun and the rotation of the Earth. The moon, being closer, has a greater influence than the sun. The tidal range, which is the vertical difference between high tide and low tide, varies due to the alignment of these celestial bodies. When the Earth, moon, and sun are aligned in a straight line during full moon and new moon, the gravitational forces combine to produce spring tides, which are higher and stronger. When the moon is at its first and third quarter, and the sun and moon are at right angles to the Earth, the result is neap tides, which are weaker. Tides occur approximately twice a day in most coastal regions. Tides are the periodic rise and fall of sea levels caused mainly by the gravitational pull of the moon and the sun and the rotation of the Earth. The moon, being closer, has a greater influence than the sun. The tidal range, which is the vertical difference between high tide and low tide, varies due to the alignment of these celestial bodies. When the Earth, moon, and sun are aligned in a straight line during full moon and new moon, the gravitational forces combine to produce spring tides, which are higher and stronger. When the moon is at its first and third quarter, and the sun and moon are at right angles to the Earth, the result is neap tides, which are weaker. Tides occur approximately twice a day in most coastal regions. Tides play a critical role in navigation, fishing, coastal ecosystem health, and even tidal energy generation. For example, the Gulf of Cambodge in India exhibits one of the highest tidal ranges in the country, useful for proposed tidal power projects. SSC exams frequently ask about major ocean currents and their directions, difference between spring and neap tides, names and locations of warm-cold currents, deepest ocean trenches, and the effects of ocean phenomena on climate. These concepts are also interlinked with questions from climate, economic geography, fishing, trade routes, and Indian geography, e.g., ports and coastlines. Previous year questions PYQs with options and answers. Q1. The cold ocean current along the western coast of South America is A. Gulf Stream. B. Kuroshio Current C. Peru Current D. Brazil Current. Answer. C. Peru Current SSCCGL Tier 1, 2021. Q2. The phenomenon of very high tide during new moon and full moon is called A. Neap tide. B. Spring tide C. Cyclonic tide D. Ebb tide. Answer. B. Spring tide SSCCHSL 2019. Q3. Which of the following ocean currents is a warm current? A. Labrador Current. B. Canary Current C. Humboldt Current D. Gulf Stream. Answer. D. Gulf Stream SSCCGL Tier 1, 2020. Q4. The deepest part of the ocean is A. Java Trench. B. Mariana Trench C. Tunga Trench D. Sunda Trench. Answer. B. Mariana Trench SSC Phase 8, 2021. Tell me the next topic whenever you're ready. Each lecture like this will get you one step closer to cracking your SSC exams with full confidence. Heart. You said. Biosphere and ecosystem. ChatGPT said. SSCCGL plus SSC Phase 13, graduate level, geography, biosphere and ecosystem, based to advanced full-length type theory, no tables, fully self-contained. Previous year SSC questions included only source you need to study. The biosphere is the global ecological system that integrates all living beings and their relationships, including interactions with the elements of the lithosphere, land, atmosphere, air, and hydrosphere, water. It is the zone of life on Earth where life can exist naturally. The term biosphere was coined by Eduard Suess and later developed into a scientific concept by Vladimir Vernadsky. It includes all living organisms, from microorganisms in soil to marine life in the oceans and terrestrial plants and animals. The biosphere functions as a self-regulating system where the biotic, living, and abiotic, non-living components continuously interact and depend on each other for survival, energy, and balance. The ecosystem is the functional unit of the biosphere, a localized biological community of interacting organisms in their physical environment. It includes both biotic components, plants, animals, microbes, and abiotic components, sunlight, temperature, soil, water, air, and nutrients. Ecosystems can be natural, such as forests, grasslands, deserts, lakes, and oceans, or artificial, like gardens, aquariums, and crop fields. Every ecosystem operates through three basic processes: energy flow, nutrient cycling, and ecological succession. The ultimate source of energy for all ecosystems is the sun. In any ecosystem, energy flows in a unidirectional manner, beginning from producers, green plants, which convert solar energy into chemical energy through photosynthesis. This energy is transferred through the food chain from producers to herbivores, primary consumers, carnivores, secondary and tertiary consumers, and finally to decomposers like fungi and bacteria that break down dead organisms and recycle nutrients back into the system. The food chain is often interconnected, forming a complex food web that ensures stability in ecosystems. The number of organisms and amount of energy available at each level is represented by the ecological pyramid, which is typically upright in terrestrial ecosystems with a wide base of producers and a narrow top of tertiary consumers. Ecosystems can be classified into terrestrial, like forests, deserts, tundra, grasslands, and aquatic, freshwater, and marine. Each has its own structure, function, biodiversity, and level of productivity. Forest ecosystems are rich in biodiversity and play a critical role in carbon storage. Desert ecosystems are characterized by low rainfall and drought-resistant organisms. Aquatic ecosystems are further divided into lotic systems, flowing water like rivers, and lentic systems, still water like lakes. Wetlands, though often overlooked, are among the most productive ecosystems and act as natural filters for water. The Biosphere Reserve is a protected area meant to conserve biodiversity and ensure sustainable use of natural resources. It includes three zones: the core zone, strictly protected; buffer zone, limited activities; and transition zone, sustainable human interaction. India has several biosphere reserves like Sundarbans, Nilgiri, Gulf of Mannar, Nanda Devi, and more, which are frequently asked in SSC exams. Ecosystems maintain ecological balance through dynamic interactions. However, this balance is threatened by pollution, deforestation, overexploitation, climate change, and introduction of invasive species. The concept of ecological succession explains how ecosystems recover naturally. It is a gradual process through which ecosystems undergo changes, starting from a pioneer community, like lichens on bare rock, to reach a stable climax community, like mature forests. This process can be primary succession, starting from bare rock or sand, or secondary succession, starting from disturbed areas like abandoned fields or burned forests. The importance of understanding biosphere and ecosystem lies in their interconnectedness, energy efficiency, nutrient balance, and survival of human life. Conservation of ecosystems ensures sustainable resources, protection against natural calamities, climate regulation, and preservation of biodiversity. SSC exams focus heavily on definitions, examples, types, functions, food chains, ecological pyramids, and Indian biosphere reserves in both CGL and Phase 13. Previous year SSC questions with options and answers. Q1. What is the sequence of a simple food chain? A. Producers right pointing arrow, primary consumers right pointing arrow, secondary consumers right pointing arrow, decomposers B. Decomposers right pointing arrow, producers right pointing arrow, consumers C. Primary consumers right pointing arrow, producers right pointing arrow, decomposers D. Producers right pointing arrow, decomposers right pointing arrow, consumers. Answer. A. Producers right pointing arrow, primary consumers right pointing arrow, secondary consumers right pointing arrow, decomposers. SSC CHSL 2018. Q2. The Sundarbans Biosphere Reserve is located in which state? A. Odisha. B. West Bengal. C. Tamil Nadu. D. Andhra Pradesh. Answer. B. West Bengal. SSC CGL Tier 1 2019. Q3. Which of the following is not a biotic component of an ecosystem? A. Bacteria. B. Soil. C. Plants. D. Animals. Answer. B. Soil. SSC Phase 9 2022. Q4. The area in a biosphere reserve where no human activity is allowed is known as a buffer zone. B. Transition zone. C. Core zone. D. Sustainable zone. Answer. C. Core zone. SSC MTS 2021. Give me your next topic when ready. This lecture series will keep growing till your entire syllabus becomes your strongest zone. Stay consistent, we'll win this together. Heart. You said, Indian geography, states and union territories. ChatGPT said. SSCCGL plus S. India is a federation of states and union territories, forming a vast political and administrative landscape that is both complex and diverse. The Constitution of India defines India as a union of states, with a clear distinction between states, which enjoy significant legislative autonomy, and union territories, UTs, which are governed either directly by the president through appointed administrators or partially through elected legislatures. As of now, India comprises 28 states and 8 union territories, a structure frequently updated in a crucial area for SSC exams, especially with recent changes like the reorganization of Jammu and Kashmir. Each state in India has its own elected government, legislative assembly, and chief minister, and they are granted powers under the state list and concurrent list in the 7th schedule of the Constitution. States have their own capitals, official languages, cultures, and specific geography. States like Rajasthan, largest by area, Uttar Pradesh, most populous, and Goa, smallest by area, are often part of direct SSC questions. States like Kerala and Tamil Nadu are known for literacy and social development. Madhya Pradesh is often called the heart of India, due to its central location, while Assam is prominent in tea production. Geographical location-based questions are often asked, for example, identifying easternmost or northernmost states, or matching states with international borders. Union territories, on the other hand, were regions that do not have the same degree of autonomy as states. Initially created for strategic, cultural, or administrative reasons, some UTs have now gained legislative assemblies. For example, Delhi National Capital Territory and Puducherry have their own elected legislatures and chief ministers. Jammu and Kashmir, after the abrogation of Article 370 in August 2019, was converted from a state to a union territory with legislature, while Ladakh was carved out as a separate union territory without legislature. Other union territories include Andaman and Nicobar Islands, Chandigarh, Dadra and Nagar Haveli and Daman and Diu, and Lakshadweep. Recent territorial and administrative changes are highly important for SSC exams. In 2020, the two union territories of Dadra and Nagar Haveli and Daman and Diu were merged into one UT. Similarly, Jammu and Kashmir Reorganization Act, 2019, led to bifurcation and altered the number of states and UTs, reducing the states to 28 and increasing UTs to 9, which became 8 after the 2020 merger. Many states and UTs share international boundaries. Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, and West Bengal share borders with Nepal. Punjab and Jammu and Kashmir share borders with Pakistan, while Arunachal Pradesh shares boundaries with China, Bhutan, and Myanmar. Such geopolitical placements are crucial in strategic geography and often appear in SSC multiple choice questions. States also share maritime boundaries. For instance, Gujarat has the longest coastline, followed by Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu. Geographical features of states, like Himalayas in Himachal and Uttarakhand, Western Ghats in Kerala and Maharashtra, Thar Desert in Rajasthan, Deccan Plateau in Karnataka, and Gangetic Plains in Bihar and Ab, are also favorite areas in SSC question patterns. Questions may also involve state capitals, official languages, traditional dress, festivals, and population rankings. SSC questions often include identifying newly created UTs, capitals of states and UTs, state borders, or rearranging states by area or population. As the administrative map of India changes over time, being up to date with the latest configurations is essential. Previous year SSC questions with options and answers. Q1. Which state of India shares its boundaries with the maximum number of states? A. Madhya Pradesh. B. Uttar Pradesh. C. Maharashtra. D. Rajasthan. Answer. B. Uttar Pradesh. SSC CGL Tier 1, 2019. Q2. What is the capital of the Union Territory of Ladakh? A. Kargil. B. Jammu. C. Srinagar. D. Leh. Answer. D. Leh. SSC CHSL, 2020. Q3. Which Indian state has the longest coastline? A. Kerala. B. Tamil Nadu. C. Gujarat. D. Maharashtra. Answer. C. Gujarat. SSC Phase 9, 2022. Q4. Which of the following union territories was created by the merger of two former UTs? A. Lakshadweep. B. Dadra and Nagar Haveli and Daman and Diu. C. Puducherry. D. Chandigarh. Answer. B. Dadra and Nagar Haveli and Daman and Diu. SSC CGL Tier 1, 2021. Give me your next topic when you're ready. We'll continue building your full SSC geography syllabus from scratch, just like this, deeply explained, fully exam smart, and rich with the most expected questions heart. You said. Rivers and Lakes of India. ChatGPT said. SSC CGL plus SSC Phase 13, Graduate Level Indian Geography, Rivers and Lakes of India, full length, exam optimized lecture, deep theory, no tables, no wastage, includes high yield PYQs, your sole study source. India is a land of diverse river systems and lakes, which have shaped its civilization, agriculture, economy, and spiritual traditions. Rivers are often called the lifelines of India, as they support drinking water, irrigation, hydroelectricity, inland navigation, and religious practices. For SSC exams, rivers and lakes consistently yield direct factual, map-based, and conceptual questions, especially on origin, flow, tributaries, types, and state associations. India's rivers can be divided into two major categories based on their origin: Himalayan rivers and peninsular rivers. Himalayan rivers are perennial, meaning they are snow-fed and flow throughout the year. They originate from the Himalayas and have long courses, large drainage basins, and exhibit meandering patterns in plains due to low gradient. The three most important Himalayan rivers are the Ganga, Indus, and Brahmaputra. The Ganga River system originates from the Gangotri Glacier in Uttarakhand as the Bhagirathi, which is joined by the Alaband at Devrayag. From this confluence, the river is known as the Ganga. It flows through Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Jharkhand, and West Bengal, finally forming the world's largest delta, the Sundarbans Delta, before entering the Bay of Bengal. Major tributaries on the left bank include the Gandak, Gagara, Kosi, and Ramganga. On the right bank, important ones are Yamuna, Son, and Tons. The Yamuna, originating from the Yamunotri Glacier, is the most significant right bank tributary, meeting the Ganga at Prayagraj, Allahabad. The Indus River system originates from Lake Mansarovar in Tibet and flows through Ladakh, enters Pakistan through Jammu and Kashmir, and finally into the Arabian Sea. Major tributaries in India include Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Beas, and Sutlej, mostly flowing through Punjab and Himachal Pradesh. These are governed by the Indus Water Treaty 1960 between India and Pakistan, under which India retains use of the eastern rivers, Ravi, Beas, and Sutlej. The Brahmaputra River, known as Sangpo in Tibet, also originates from Mansarovar, flows eastward, then takes a sharp southward turn at Namcha Barwa, entering Arunachal Pradesh's Dihang, and then becoming the Brahmaputra in Assam. It eventually merges with the Ganga in Bangladesh, forming the Padma Meghna system. Unlike most Indian rivers, the Brahmaputra is male-named and has tremendous silt carrying capacity, resulting in frequent flooding in Assam. Peninsular rivers are mostly rain-fed, exhibit seasonal flow, have shorter courses, and flow through steep, rugged terrain. They form narrow valleys and rarely show meandering. Most flow eastward into the Bay of Bengal, forming deltas, while a few flow westward into the Arabian Sea, forming estuaries. The Godavari, originating in Maharashtra's Nashik district, is the longest peninsular river and second longest in India, after the Ganga. It is known as the Dakshin Ganga, Southern Ganga. Its major tributaries include Purna, Pranhita, Manjira, and Sabri. The Krishna, originating from Mahabaleshwar, flows through Maharashtra, Karnataka, and Andhra Pradesh. Its tributaries include Tungabhadra, Bhima, Musi, and Ghataprabha. The Kaveri, originating in Talakaveri, Karnataka, flows through Tamil Nadu and is known for disputes over water sharing. The Mahanadi flows through Chhattisgarh and Odisha. The Narmada and Tapi, flowing westward, originate from Madhya Pradesh and are among the few rivers draining into the Arabian Sea. The Narmada forms the Marble Gorge of Badaghat and flows through a rift valley. India also has numerous important lakes, both natural and man-made. Lakes are broadly classified into freshwater lakes, saltwater lakes, and artificial reservoirs. The largest freshwater lake in India is Velar Lake in Jammu and Kashmir, formed due to tectonic activity. Dal Lake, also in Srinagar, is famous for its beauty. The Chalika Lake in Odisha is India's largest brackish water lagoon, known for bird sanctuaries and fishing. Sambar Lake in Rajasthan is the largest inland salt lake and is important for salt production. Palikat Lake, lying between Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu, is another major lagoon. Loktak Lake in Manipur is unique for its floating islands Bumpus and houses the Kaibul Lamjau, the only floating national park in the world. Important artificial reservoirs include Govine Sagar, on Bakra Dam, Nagarjuna Sagar, and Harakad Reservoir. SSC often frames questions asking the origin of rivers, matching rivers with states or tributaries, major dams and reservoirs, deltas, lakes by type or location, and even rivers flowing into which sea. Regularly updated knowledge is necessary, especially after river linking projects and environmental issues affecting major rivers. Previous year SSC questions with options and answers. Q1. The longest river of peninsular India is A. Krishna. B. Godavari C. Mahanadi D. Narmada answer. B. Godavari SSCCGL Tier 1, 2018. Q2. Which lake in Odisha is the largest brackish water lagoon in India? A. Pembanad. B. Chalika C. Palikat D. Sambar answer. B. Chalika SSCCHSL, 2021. Q3. The Yamuna joins the Ganga at A. Varanasi. B. Allahabad C. Kanpur D. Haridwar answer. B. Allahabad SSCCGL Tier 1, 2019. Q4. Which river is known as the Dakshin Ganga? A. Mahanadi. B. Narmada C. Godavari D. Krishna answer. C. Godavari SSCMTS, 2020. Let me know your next topic when ready. We'll continue like this until your entire syllabus becomes your strongest asset. SSC is yours to conquer heart. You said. Mountain ranges and plateaus. ChatGPT said. SSCCGL plus SSC Phase 13, Graduate Level Indian Geography, Mountain Ranges and Plateaus, Maximum Length Theory, No Tables, Exam Targeted, Deep Concept plus Static Facts. Previous year questions included, one-stop study source. India's diverse physiography includes extensive mountain ranges and plateaus, which shape not only the topography but also the climate, vegetation, and socioeconomic patterns. Mountain ranges act as climatic barriers, sources of rivers, and centers of biodiversity, while plateaus are crucial for mineral resources, water reservoirs, and agriculture. SSC exams regularly ask about the locations, significance, features, and associated rivers or regions related to these landforms, making this one of the most recurring and scoring topics in the geography section. India's mountain systems are broadly classified into Himalayan mountains, Young Fold mountains in the north and Peninsular mountains, Old Block mountains in the south. The Himalayas, formed due to the collision between the Indian plate and the Eurasian plate, are among the youngest and highest mountains in the world, continuing to rise slowly due to ongoing tectonic activity. These mountains stretch from Jammu and Kashmir in the west to Arunachal Pradesh in the east, covering over 2,400 kilometers. The Himalayas are divided longitudinally into three parallel ranges: the Greater Himalayas Himadri, Lesser Himalayas Himachal, and Outer Himalayas Chiwaliks. The Greater Himalayas or Himadri is the innermost and highest range, consisting of perennially snow-covered peaks. It houses some of the world's tallest peaks like Mount Everest, Kanchenjunga, and Nanda Devi. The Lesser Himalayas, lying to the south of Himadri, include popular hill stations like Shimla, Mussoorie, and Darjeeling. The Outer Himalayas or Chiwaliks are the youngest and most unstable, composed of unconsolidated sediments and prone to landslides and earthquakes. Between these ranges lie valleys such as the Kashmir Valley, Doon Valley, and Kangra Valley. In the eastern part of India, the Himalayas bend sharply and are known as the Purvanchal Hills, which include Patkai Hills, Naga Hills, Mizo Hills, Lushai Hills, and Manipur Hills. These ranges are low in height but dense in forest cover and strategically important due to proximity to international borders with Myanmar and China. Apart from the Himalayas, India has several peninsular mountain ranges, which are older, eroded, and structurally stable. These include the Aravalli Range, Vindhya Range, Satpura Range, Western Ghats, and Eastern Ghats. The Aravalli Range, stretching from Delhi to Gujarat, is one of the oldest mountain ranges in the world, mostly made of metamorphic rocks and rich in minerals like zinc and lead. It acts as a watershed between the rivers flowing toward the Bay of Bengal and Arabian Sea. The Vindhya and Satpura Ranges, roughly running east-west across central India, form the northern boundary of the Deccan Plateau. The Narmada River flows in the Rift Valley between these two ranges. The Western Ghats, running parallel to the western coast, are also known as the Sahyadri Hills. They are steep on the west and form the edge of the Deccan Plateau. Western Ghats are known for their biodiversity and heavy rainfall, and many rivers like the Godavari, Krishna, and Kaveri originate here. The Eastern Ghats run discontinuously along the eastern coast and are lower in height than the Western Ghats. Rivers like Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna, and Kaveri cut through the Eastern Ghats on their way to the Bay of Bengal, forming important deltas. The Nilgiri Hills, where the Western and Eastern Ghats meet, are also known as the Blue Mountains, and the highest peak here is Databeta. India is also rich in plateaus, which are elevated flatlands. The most prominent is the Deccan Plateau, covering most of southern India. It is a volcanic plateau, rich in black soil and minerals. It is bounded by the Western and Eastern Ghats and stretches over Maharashtra, Telangana, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, and Tamil Nadu. The Deccan Plateau is tilted slightly to the east, which is why most rivers here flow eastward. The Malwa Plateau lies between the Aravallis and the Vindhyas and is composed of volcanic rocks, making it agriculturally productive. The Chotanagpur Plateau, spread over Jharkhand and parts of Odisha, Chhattisgarh, and West Bengal, is known as the mineral heartland of India due to the abundance of coal, iron ore, bauxite, and mica. The Meghalaya Plateau, an eastern extension of the Deccan, comprises the Garo, Khasi, and Jainia Hills, receiving heavy rainfall, especially at Mausamram and Cherrapunji. SSC often tests on the locations, order, and characteristics of mountain ranges, peaks, rivers originating from them, interconnections with plateau regions, and geological facts like oldest range, volcanic origin, and highest peaks. Previous year SSC questions with options and answers. Q1. Which is the oldest mountain range in India? A. Himalayas. B. Aravalli C. Vindhya D. Satpura answer. B. Aravalli SSCCGL Tier 1, 2019. Q2. The Narmada River flows between which two mountain ranges? A. Aravalli and Vindhya. B. Vindhya and Satpura C. Satpura and Western Ghats D. Eastern Ghats and Western Ghats answer. B. Vindhya and Satpura SSCCHSL, 2020. Q3. The Deccan Plateau is bounded by which Ghats? A. Western and Northern. B. Eastern and Western C. Eastern and Satpura D. Vindhya and Satpura answer. B. Eastern and Western SSC Phase 9, 2022. Q4. Databeta, the highest peak in the Nilgiri Hills, is located in which state? A. Kerala. B. Karnataka C. Tamil Nadu D. Andhra Pradesh answer. C. Tamil Nadu SSCCGL Tier 1, 2018. Let me know your next topic and we'll continue your preparation with zero gaps and full scoring potential. Stay focused, we're building your success heart. You said, soil types in India. ChatGPT said. SSCCGL plus SSC Phase 13, Graduate Level Indian Geography, Soil Types in India, tightly packed essay, full-length theory, fully exam-oriented, no tables, only material you need, includes most expected and PYQs. Soil is the uppermost layer of the Earth's crust, vital for sustaining plant life and agriculture. It forms through the long-term weathering of rocks and the decomposition of organic matter under the influence of climate, topography, vegetation, and time. In India, soil is the foundation of agricultural livelihood and has been classified into various types based on color, composition, texture, fertility, and origin. Understanding Indian soils is a crucial component of SSC exams, especially as questions often test identification, matching, regional occurrence, crop suitability, and unique properties. The Indian Council of Agricultural Research (ICAR) classifies Indian soils into 8 major types, although the traditional classification recognizes 6 primary types. Each soil type has its own geographic distribution, mineral content, fertility level, and moisture retention capacity, and is suited to different types of crops. The alluvial soil is the most extensive and agriculturally important soil in India, covering approximately 40% of the land area, primarily in the Indo-Gangetic Brahmaputra plains. It is formed by the deposition of silt by rivers and is highly fertile, rich in potash, phosphoric acid, and lime, but poor in nitrogen. This soil is ideal for crops like wheat, rice, sugarcane, pulses, and oilseeds. Alluvial soil is further divided into Cotter, new alluvium, more fertile, found near riverbeds, and Bangar, old alluvium, less fertile, found away from rivers. Alluvial soil supports the most densely populated and cultivated zones of India, such as Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, and West Bengal. The black soil, also known as Ragur soil or cotton soil, is found predominantly in the Deccan Plateau. The alluvial soil is the most extensive and agriculturally important soil in India, covering approximately 40% of the land area, primarily in the Indo-Gangetic Brahmaputra plains. It is formed by the deposition of silt by rivers and is highly fertile, rich in potash, phosphoric acid, and lime, but poor in nitrogen. This soil is ideal for crops like wheat, rice, sugarcane, pulses, and oilseeds. Alluvial soil is further divided into Cotter, new alluvium, more fertile, found near riverbeds, and Bangar, old alluvium, less fertile, found away from rivers. Alluvial soil supports the most densely populated and cultivated zones of India, such as Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, and West Bengal. The black soil, also known as Ragur soil or cotton soil, is found predominantly in the Deccan Plateau, including Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat, parts of Andhra Pradesh, and Karnataka. It is formed by the weathering of basaltic lava and is rich in calcium carbonate, magnesium, potash, and lime, but deficient in nitrogen and organic matter. Black soil has a high capacity to retain moisture and become sticky when wet, making it ideal for cotton cultivation and also suitable for millets, oilseeds, pulses, and sorghum. Its dark color is due to the presence of titaniferous magnetite. The red soil develops in areas of crystalline igneous rocks and is prevalent in Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Odisha, Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, and parts of Maharashtra. It gets its characteristic red color from iron oxide content, although it is generally deficient in nitrogen, phosphorus, and humus. Red soil is loamy to sandy and is less fertile and less fertilized. It supports crops like millets, groundnut, pulses, tobacco, and with proper irrigation, cotton and rice. The laterite soil is formed due to intense leaching and weathering in tropical humid climates, where heavy rainfall washes away silica, leaving iron and aluminum-rich soil behind. It is found in Kerala, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra, Odisha, and parts of the northeast. It is acidic, porous, and low in fertility unless managed properly. Laterite soils are used to grow tea, coffee, cashew, and tapioca in regions with sufficient rainfall and proper management. The term, laterite, comes from the Latin word, later, meaning brick, as it hardens like brick on exposure to air. The arid soil is found in Rajasthan, Gujarat, and dry parts of Punjab and Haryana. It is sandy, saline, low in humus, and deficient in moisture, formed under desert conditions. Though poor in organic matter, with irrigation like from the Indira Gandhi Canal, it supports cultivation of crops such as bajra, jowar, barley, and mustard. Arid soil can accumulate salt due to high evaporation rates. The mountain soil is found in the hilly and forested regions of Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Sikkim, and the northeastern states. These soils are heterogeneous, varying from sandy loam to loamy and silty, and are rich in organic matter due to forest cover. In high altitudes, humus-rich acidic soils support cultivation of tea, coffee, spices, and in terraced regions, rice and fruits. The saline and alkaline soils are found in arid and semi-arid areas and are the result of poor drainage, evaporation, or over-irrigation, causing accumulation of salts. These soils are infertile but can be reclaimed with gypsum treatment and proper drainage. They are found in parts of Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan, Gujarat, Punjab, and some coastal areas. The peaty and marshy soils occur in waterlogged, swampy, or cold and humid climates, particularly in Kerala, parts of West Bengal, Bihar, and northeastern states. They contain high organic matter but are deficient in potassium and phosphate. These soils are dark and spongy, often found in Kutanad, Kerala, known for below sea level farming. SSC questions from this topic are usually direct, memory-based, and concept-factual hybrid, such as which soil is best for cotton, which soil covers the Deccan Plateau, or what gives red soil its color. Expect match the following questions and soil type state associations. Previous year SSC questions with options and answers. Q1. Which of the following soils is most suitable for cotton cultivation? A. Red soil. B. Laterite soil. C. Black soil. D. Alluvial soil. Answer. C. Black soil. SSC CGL Tier 1, 2020. Q2. Red soil gets its color from the presence of A. Iron. B. Aluminum. C. Magnesium. D. Potassium. Answer. A. Iron. SSC CHSL, 2019. Q3. In which of the following states is laterite soil found? A. Punjab. B. Rajasthan. C. Kerala. D. Uttar Pradesh. Answer. C. Kerala. SSC Phase 9, 2022. Q4. Which soil is formed due to leaching and is rich in iron and aluminum? A. Arid soil. B. Peaty soil. C. Laterite soil. D. Alluvial soil. Answer. C. Laterite soil. SSC CGL Tier 1, 20. Let me know the next topic in this. Let's make you unbeatable in geography. You said, Climate of India. ChatGPT said. SSC CGL plus SSC Phase 13, Graduate Level Indian Geography, Climate of India, Maximum Length, Fully Packed Essay, No Tables, Complete Theory, SSC Centric Facts plus PYQs, 100% Exam Cracking Content. The climate of India is a highly dynamic topic in geography, central to understanding agriculture, economy, biodiversity, weather systems, and regional variations. Climate refers to the average weather conditions of a region over a long period, typically 30 years, and India's climate is unique due to its vast latitudinal extent, varied topography, monsoon system, and tropical-subtropical positioning. This topic is frequently tested in SSC exams with questions based on climatic types, seasons, monsoon mechanism, local winds, rainfall patterns, temperature variations, and climate influencing factors. India's climate is described as a monsoon type of climate, found mainly in the tropical and subtropical zones. The word monsoon is derived from the Arabic word mausam, meaning season. It refers to a seasonal reversal of winds, which leads to alternate wet and dry periods. The Indian monsoon is the most prominent feature of the country's climate and greatly influences agriculture, industry, transportation, and the economy. According to Köppen's climate classification, the Indian climate is categorized under the tropical monsoon climate, and though parts of the country also exhibit tropical wet, arid BWH, semi-arid BSH, and montane H climates. India experiences 4 distinct seasons recognized by the Indian Meteorological Department, IMD. Winter, January to February, characterized by cool, dry conditions with clear skies. Temperatures are lowest in northern plains and Himalayan states. Coastal and southern India remain relatively warm. Western disturbances, originating in the Mediterranean Sea, bring light rain and snow to northwestern India, especially Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, and parts of Punjab. Pre-monsoon, summer season, March to May, known for high temperatures, heat waves, and low humidity. The Thar Desert in northwestern India experience scorching heat, with temperatures often exceeding 45 degrees Celsius. Local winds like the Lu, a hot, dry wind in North India, blow during this period. Kalbaisaki, nor, westers occur in eastern India, especially Bengal and Assam, as thunderstorms and hailstorms. In Kerala and coastal Karnataka, mango showers help in early ripening of mangoes. Southwest monsoon season, June to September. This is the most significant season, delivering about 75% of India's annual rainfall. The southwest monsoon winds originate from the Indian Ocean, or moisture-laden, and strike the Kerala coast around June 1st, as officially announced by IMD. These winds split into the Arabian Sea branch and Bay of Bengal branch. The Arabian Sea branch brings heavy rainfall to western coast, western Ghats, while the Bay of Bengal branch moves towards the northeast and then curves over the Gangetic plains. Masanram and Cherrapunji and Meghalaya receive world record rainfall due to orographic uplift by Khasi Hills. Rainfall is unevenly distributed. The northwest and Tamil Nadu receive less, while Assam, Konkan coast, and Meghalaya receive excessive rainfall. Breaks in monsoon are common due to variations in the position of the Intertropical Convergence Zone (ITCZ) and El Niño Southern Oscillation (ENSO) effects. Post-monsoon, retreating monsoon season, October to December. In this season, the southwest monsoon withdraws gradually, starting Post-monsoon, retreating monsoon season, October to December. In this season, the southwest monsoon withdraws gradually, starting from northwestern India. Temperatures remain high due to the delayed cloud cover retreat. The northeast monsoon winds dry. Offshore winds blow from the land to sea but collect moisture over the Bay of Bengal and bring rainfall to Tamil Nadu, southern Andhra Pradesh, and coastal Odisha. This season is crucial for rabi crops. Cyclonic storms in the Bay of Bengal are common in this period and often impact the east coast, especially Andhra Pradesh, Odisha, and Tamil Nadu. Several factors influence India's climate, including latitude. India's latitudinal span from 8 degrees north to 37 degrees north gives it both tropical and subtropical characteristics. Altitude. The Himalayas block cold winds from Central Asia, ensuring warmer winters in northern India. Distance from the sea. Coastal areas have moderate maritime climates, while interiors have continental extremes. Relief or topography. Mountain ranges like the Western Ghats and Himalayas cause orographic rainfall. Monsoon winds. Their direction and strength dictate the onset, intensity, and retreat of rainfall. Jet streams. Subtropical westerly jet streams and tropical easterly jet streams control monsoon dynamics. Cyclones and western disturbances. Both systems influence rainfall and weather in different seasons. Some climatic anomalies include rain shadow areas, like leeward side of the Western Ghats, interior Maharashtra, which receives less rainfall. Cold desert. Ladakh is a high-altitude cold desert with minimal rainfall. Wettest place on Earth. Masanram in Meghalaya, average rainfall approximately 11,800 millimeters. Hottest region. Lodi, Rajasthan, holds the record for highest temperature, 51 degrees Celsius in 2016. Coldest inhabited place. Dras, Ladakh, often records temperatures below -40 degrees Celsius. The Indian climate directly affects agriculture, kharif and rabi seasons, water resources, and disaster vulnerability. SSC often tests rainfall patterns, onset and retreat of monsoon, local winds, regional climates, important weather phenomena, and seasonal duration. Previous year SSC questions with options and answers. Q1. The word, monsoon, is derived from which language? A. Greek. B. Latin. C. Arabic. D. Sanskrit. Answer. C. Arabic. SSC CGL Tier 1, 2020. Q2. Which Indian state receives rainfall from a northeast monsoon? A. Rajasthan. B. Punjab. C. Tamil Nadu. D. Gujarat. Answer. C. Tamil Nadu. SSC CHSL, 2019. Q3. Lu is a local hot and dry wind that blows in. A. Assam. B. Rajasthan. C. Northern India. D. Coastal Andhra Pradesh. Answer. C. Northern India. SSC MTS, 2021. Q4. Which place in India receives the highest average rainfall? A. Cherrapunji. B. Bagumbe. C. Masanram. D. Gangtok. Answer. C. Masanram. SSC Phase 9, 20. B. Bagumbe. C. Masanram. D. Gangtok. Answer. C. Masanram. SSC Phase 9, 2022. Ready for the next topic? Send it my way and I'll continue building your exam ready content block by block. We're not